Hi, it's Chris Burnett, Green Dragon Tai Chi and Qigong. Today I want to look at the first couple movements in our Yang Style 108 movement in the first section. So I want to just clarify, the first couple movements the people seem to be having trouble with when they first get started. And once these movements are clear, they should translate over into the other movements. Okay. So I'm going to start in a Wuji posture with feet together. And we're sinking right, left leg empties out. So it may look like I'm sinking in both legs, but as I sink down, the right leg fills up, left leg empties. And we'll step out about shoulder width, touch the toe. And we'll transfer the weight into both legs. And when you're here, we're going to release, just relax into your structure. So we always talk about the skeleton being like a hanger. So if you have a suit of clothes, and if you watch that suit of clothes hanging on the hanger, gravity just pulls it down, the suit of clothes will relax. So the skeleton is like the hanger, and the muscles and tissues are like the suit of clothes. So once you're here, just let gravity pull everything down, but allow your skeletal structure to hold you up. From here, we're going to inhale, leading with the wrists. You can imagine the wrists being pulled up as if by strings, so that way I don't activate the shoulders. So the shoulders are rotating, but they're not lifting. So a lot of times we bring the hands up, we want to lift the shoulders. And this will create tension in the trapezius area and the upper back, and it will not give us the quality of movement that we want for this particular posture. So as we inhale, the shoulders will stay down, the wrists will come up, and the hands and fingers are relaxed. About a little higher than shoulder width, the fingers are going to go forward and back slightly, and we're dropping the elbows, releasing. So be careful here not to let the elbows go behind you. Keep the elbows to the side or towards the front of the body. So let's do that again. So we inhale, arms are floating up, fingers forward, relaxing the elbows, sinking and coming down. And the hands will come down to about lower abdomen or lower dantian height. And here, if you're sensitive to energy, you may feel the energy from the earth. Doesn't matter if you do or not, but you just want the palms facing the earth. So I don't want to totally release my structure here. I want to relax into it and hold this form. So the next movement we're going to shift all our weight left, keeping our verticality, keeping the Tai Chi pole centered. We're going to move it over to the left foot. So here, be careful, don't let the hip go outside of your structure. Let's do that again. So we're here, crown of the head up. We're going to shift the weight into the left leg. And as I do, I'm going to start to rotate on that Tai Chi pole. I'm going to turn to the right and let the right arm float up. And as it floats up, it's going to eventually line up with my wrist bone lines up with my center line. Do it again. So we'll sink, we'll shift, wrist bone floats up in front of the center line as I open the quad and allow the foot to rotate on the heel. So here we're not actually stepping, we've already stepped out, feet are shoulder width, we're just going to rotate. Let's do it from beginning again. Right leg fills up, left leg empties out. Transfer the weight and release. We inhale. Another imagery you can imagine is a big ball inflating under your forearms. The ball inflates. The arms are resting on the ball. And then you'll come across the top of the ball and going down the back side of the ball, sinking and releasing. When the palms come down, we're going to shift that weight to the left leg. Let the right arm float up. Imagine there's a projectile, a punch or arm or stick or something coming at your center line, and your wrist connects with it and gives the structure that whatever was that incoming force was, it gets redirected off because of your rounded structure. So I have to keep what we call ward off or pung energy in the arm. If not, if the arm is too flat, so anything coming in will just penetrate my center. So I'm going to hold it in a way that it's relaxed, but it's connected throughout the tissues and throughout the body to where I'm using only the necessary muscles to hold that shape if something comes in. So once we shift, this arm floats up, protecting your center, rotating, and it turns that energy around your body. So we're going to start to hold the ball. We're going to bring all our weight into the right leg. So when you're holding your Tai Chi ball, you want to hold it against your body. You want one hand at hip level, one hand at shoulder level. So you don't want your arm out too far, and you don't want your ball too small. Would be right about here. And as I fill in the right leg, left leg empties, we're going to bring that foot in. I'm going to open, touching the heel. Toes will point straight into the original direction that we were facing. Your body should still be 45 degrees. And we're holding the ball. So my left leg's empty, the right leg is full. I'm only placing the heel. If you step too far, if I step too long, it'll pull me out of my center and I'll have to drop my weight down. So I want to place the heel in such a way that I should be able to just bring it back without having to move my upper body. Okay? Once the heel is placed, I'm going to start to shift forward. I'll set the foot down, left arm starts to come up, right hand starts to go down. And this is what we call having a closed quad. So the quad being the inner hips, in this case, you have the outer and inner. But this inner hip is closed. There will be a line or a crease here because of the rotation of my dantian. As I shift, I'm going to transfer from this hip to the front hip, turning to face the front. Now this quad has the crease closed, and this one would be open. This hand facing the earth, not tense in the wrist, not tense, and not flaccid. So just keeping the joints open so you can feel the flow of your circulation and your energy. Okay, let's do that again. Sink right. One leg full, one empty. Transfer the weight. Release. Inhale. Focus is in the wrist and in the forearms. Open the fingers. Feel the energy flow to the fingertips. Back. Drop the elbows. Palms come down. Move your Tai Chi pole over the left leg, shifting, remain vertical. Your right arm comes up from the center line, turning, open the quad. We shift the weight, holding the Tai Chi ball close to your body. Left leg empty, it comes in, open, touch the heel. And then when I shift, I'm going to rotate the ball so the left arm comes up, turning from the back hip to the front. Rotating, sinking and relaxing. We'll sink right. One leg full, one empty. Transfer the weight. Release. Inhale. Focus is in the wrist and in the forearms. Open the fingers. Feel the energy flow to the fingertips. Back, drop the elbows, palms come down. Move your Tai Chi pole over the left leg, shifting, remain vertical. Your right arm comes up from the center line, turning, open the quad. We'll shift the weight, holding the Tai Chi ball close to your body. Left leg empty, it comes in, open, touch the heel. And then when I shift, I'm going to rotate the ball so the left arm comes up, turning from the back hip to the front, rotating, sinking and relaxing. We'll sink right. One leg full, one empty. Transfer the weight. Release. Inhale. Focus is in the wrist and in the forearms. Open the fingers. Feel the energy flow to the fingertips. Back. Drop the elbows. Palms come down. Move your Tai Chi pole over the left leg, shifting, remain vertical. Your right arm comes up from the center line, turning, open the quad. We shift the weight, holding the Tai Chi ball close to your body. Left leg empty, it comes in, open, touch the heel. And then when I shift, I'm going to rotate the ball so the left arm comes up, turning from the back hip to the front, rotating, sinking and relaxing. So we're in this posture. Make sure your shoulders sink, relax, just like in your Wuji posture. Make sure your elbows are down. So essentially, all the joints and all the muscles want to be pulled down with gravity, where your structure or your skeletal system holds you up. Of course, I'm using the necessary muscles in the leg to maintain this posture, but I don't want to be tense in the legs. I want to use only those muscles. Also, notice the quad open. So if your knees are starting to go inside like that, after a while of practice, you'll start to feel that. So it's going to start breaking down the knee joints. When you keep it open, it actually will build the surrounding tissues. It's going to build the thigh muscles. And the way to test that is to see if the feet and the toes line up. So if I'm here or in any of the Tai Chi postures, and as I shift forward, this knee and this toe should line up. As I shift back, this knee and this toe line up, same direction. So we always want to keep those alignments very important. So if you practice these principles in the first movement, it should transfer over into all the movements, no matter what you're doing. A lot of the movements in Yang style will have that shifting back and forth, and it's going to be in that forward stance that we just did. So they call that either bow and arrow stance for Tai Chi or forward stance. So there's 70% weight in the front leg, 30% in the back. So from here, I shift, turn, face front. So if I shift back, it should be in the legs. The weight goes in the back leg, the knees are aligned, come forward here. So if I were to do a roll back, shift and turn, and then if I went to press, always keeping the knees in alignment, and always keeping the back straight and using the legs. So when I shift back, I don't want to lean back. Right? I want to keep vertical, use the legs. So hopefully these principles will help you out as you go through your Tai Chi journey and you practice. Keep these in mind. And as you work them during the first couple of movements, like I said, they should eventually transfer over into the other movements. And try and take each movement apart. See what components there are. They'll probably be the same. So if I were to do brush knee, let's say I start from crane. Here's my crane. So I go to my brush knee, I'm going to turn. And right here, this is where my body's 45 degrees. When I step out, it's the same footing as when I did the ward off. And as I shift, this quad is closed. As I shift, I'm going to turn. This hand goes across. This palm goes forward, settling into the posture. Again, the quad should be open. This hand clears the knee area, so I don't want it in front of the thigh, because this hand is actually, in martial application, redirecting a force around your body. So if you stop too soon, that force is still going to hit you. So it could be whether you're deflecting a kick or a punch comes in and you're rolling it down and out. You want to actually clear the body, clear the leg, but you don't want it to go behind you. You want to keep this in the knee/thigh vicinity. This palm straight without locking the arm, but the energy should still be nice pung energy. So if someone to push on it, it should go right into my back leg. So even if you don't practice Tai Chi for martial arts, you should know these principles so that your form looks as good as it can. So someone with an eye can see these things and tell whether you're practicing correctly or not. Okay. That's all for now. We'll get back with you with another lesson. Hopefully this will help you through your Tai Chi journey. And if you're in our classes, then you can come to us, talk about it, and we'll be happy to go into more detail or to clarify any questions you may have. Thank you. Till next time.